Erev Tov. All of them are Meforshim, but basically the Ramban concentrates that the life of Yaakov Avinu is the example of Masayov Siman Labonim, and that the events that occur in his lifetime and the behavior that he chooses to follow remains an indication as to the options and choices which will exist later in Jewish life as well. So in this week's Parsha, there's a pattern. Now, the Medrash here asks a very difficult question. The Medrash says, and there are different Midrashim, so there's just one stream in Medrash. The Medrash says, what is Yaakov Avinu starting up with Esau? What does he send them? Messengers, Malachim? Why does he bribe him? The Rabboni Shalom promised him. V'anochi ehyeh imach, u'shmarticha b'chol haderech asher telech. So what happened here? All of a sudden, the Rabboni Shalom's promise is worthless. So the Medrash itself says that Yaakov Avinu never doubted it, but there was a problem. Shema tigro machet. Maybe I did something wrong. Yaakov regrets marrying two sisters. He regrets being outside of Eretz Yisrael. He was Mekayim Kibbut Aveim. He regrets the way he treated Esau, the way he obtained the brachos. So all of that, so to speak, weakens his resolve. Shema Tigrim Achet, Rabboni Shalom promised me, but he promised me, when I was 14 years in the house of Shem V'Ever. And now, after 20 years in the house of Lovad, I'm a different Yaakov. Now that's one stream in Medrash. Then there's a difference of opinion in the Midrashim. Rashi itself, himself makes us aware of it. Vayishlach Yaakov Malochim lefonov el Esav Ochiv. So one interpretation is Malochim Mamish. He sends angels. What does it mean that you send angels? He's going to fight him spiritually. He's going to fight him on a higher level. And the other interpretation is that he sent Malachim, are human beings, messengers. In fact, there's a Medrash that he sent people to beat up Esau. So it's two different approaches. But I think the Maharal deals with it this way, and others, that both approaches are really one. The idea here of Yaakov is that Esau has to be confronted two different methods at the same time. You have to confront Esau that it's Malachim Mamish, in an angelic way, so to speak. Torah, study of Torah, faith, tefillah. But at the same time, there are malachim that human messengers that can beat him up in order to protect you. And Rashi follows this pattern when he says that Yaakov prepared to deal with Esau in three different ways: with Doron, with Tefillah, with Milchama. So tefillah is they're going to say Tehillim all day. So you can't deal with the world without saying Tehillim. But on the other hand, only saying Tehillim is not always the answer either. So Yaakov is ready, L'doron u'lemilchama. He's ready in a practical sense to deal with Esav with this worldly types of defenses. And therefore, the Ramban points out that Yaakov Avinu here is the paradigm of how Jews should behave. You know, the old quip is that the Jewish town was afraid of a pogrom. So the Rav told them, we cannot depend on Nisim, so let's say Tehillim. Well, there's a certain sense of truth in that. But if you have armed guards, you are better protected as well. And we'll see that later. When Moshe will tell the Jewish people that Kochi v'yotzem yodi yosu li yasachai elavzeh. That's going to the other extreme. Look at me, I can do it. I have the best Air Force in the world. So I'm in good shape. So we're always looking for the balance. All of the Torah is balance. Because all of life is contradictions. It's never one way or the other way. And those who think that it's one way or that's it, end up as a tyranny. And then they end up that all of their false hopes turn out to be disasters. So the Torah wants us to be balanced. And therefore, we see this in Yaakov Avinu. At one and the same time, it's Malachim Mamish, he's sending angels, and he's sending people. He's going L'doron, L'tfilah, L'milchama. He's going with prayer and with faith, and he's ready to make war. There was a president of the United States, there once were presidents. So there was a president of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt, who had many famous sayings, but is probably one of his most famous sayings was, speak softly and carry a big stick, which is this idea. That's Doron Tefillah Milchama. You have to have both to be credible and survive in a difficult situation, especially in a world that is so inimical to us. So Rashi points that out to us. And the whole encounter with Esav, which we'll continue to discuss this week in Mirz Hashem between Mincha Maariv, you have this blend of Yaakov being humble, Yaakov seeming to be powerless. But if that were the case, then why did Esav back off? And the Medrash says because he saw the power of Yaakov, he saw Shimon and Levi. He saw what was really involved here. So this remains a an example for us. Now, throughout the exile, we never really had the opportunity for Milchama. We had only the opportunity for Doron and Tefillah to bribe our way through, to pray our way through. But we live in a generation where that has changed. And that requires a change in our mentality also. How do we see it? What is our mentality? What is our justification? And therefore, by studying the life of Yaakov, by seeing it through the prism that the Midrashim saw it, and that Rashi himself expresses to us, we get some sort of a clear indication for ourselves as to the balance that is necessary. It's not kochi ve'otzem yodi. It's the Rabboni Shalom hu hanosein l'cho. It gives you the koach to be. But you have to have the koach also. And that's an important lesson, how to view many of the situations that we find ourselves in our current lives. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashi Omer Rotza HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Zakos Yisrael V'fichal Hibel Lahem Torah Mitzvot Shenemar Adonai Chafetz L'man Tzidko Yagdil Torah V'Yadir.